It adds a really beautiful and different pattern to the fabric. On this video, I'm going to teach you how to do the spiked square stitch. I'm going to be using a 4mm hook and some cotton yarn size 4 in 3 different colors. For this stitch, you want to start with a foundation chain that's a multiple of 10 plus 3. So in my case, I have 23. We're going to start with a base row. We're going to do 1 single crochet into the second chain from the hook. So 1 single crochet there. And then you want to do 1 single crochet into each of the stitches of the row. So to each of the chains of the foundation chain, you're going to do a single crochet. So do that and I'll see you at the end of this row here. Okay, and this here is the end of the base row. I've done 1 single crochet into each of the stitches of the row. Now for row 1, we're going to chain 1 and flip our work. And we're going to do 1 single crochet into each of the stitches of the row. So for row 1, do 1 single crochet all the way throughout and I'll see you when you're done. Okay, and this here is the end of row 1. I've done 1 single crochet into each of the stitches of the row. So now you can go ahead and change your color and work the next 2 rows with the new color. So for row 2 with your color B attached, you can go ahead and chain 1 and flip your work. We're going to do 1 single crochet into the very first stitch. So there, do 1 single crochet. And now we're going to start the row repeat. You're going to do 1 spiked single crochet over each of the next 5 stitches. So for a spiked single crochet, you basically want to work it into where the previous stitch was worked. So we're going to work the stitch over the single crochet of the previous row and essentially into the space that it was worked in. So you can see that the single crochet below was worked into there, into here. So into there, I'm going to insert my hook, grab the yarn and pull it up taller so that it's up to the height of this row that you're currently in. And grab the yarn and pull through both loops. And that is what's going to make a spiked single crochet. And you want to do that 4 more times. So we go into the space that the previous single crochet was worked in, grab the yarn and pull it all the way up so that it's nice and tall. And continue the single crochet like normal. So that was my second one, my third, my fourth, and my fifth. That's 5 spiked single crochets. Now continuing the row repeat, we're going to do 1 single crochet into each of the next 5 stitches. So go back to just the regular single crochets. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And that's the row repeat. You want to do 5 spiked single crochets and then 5 regular single crochets. So do that until you get to the end of the row and I'll see you when you're there. At the end of the row here, you're going to finish off with the repetition of 5 single crochets and you're going to be left with 1 stitch. So you want to do 1 single crochet into that very last stitch. And this here is the end of row 2. Now you want to repeat rows 1 and 2 3 more times. So essentially that's going to take you to the end of row 8. So repeat row 1 and 2 3 more times. Making sure that you're doing 2 rows per color. So once I do 1 more row with this color, I'm going to change to color C, then back to A, B, C, A, B, C. So I will see you essentially at the end of row 8. And I do want to show you something important for this pattern is that when working spiked single crochets into previous spiked single crochets, you're going to work them a little bit differently. So what you're going to see here is row 4. So I've changed to my color C. And row 4 is worked just like row 2. So we're going to chain 1 and flip our work. And we're going to do 1 single crochet into the first stitch. And then start the row repeat. The row repeat is to do 1 spike single crochet over the next 5 stitches. And so now we're going to be working into the previous spike stitch. So you're not going to be working it into where the single crochet is worked. You're actually going to work it into the middle of the previous spike single crochet. So we've got the spike single crochet there. You're going to go kind of in the center of it. Grab the yarn and pull it up and pull it nice and tall so it goes over the previous row and up to the row that you're in. So it's going to create these spike stitches kind of overlapping one another. And that's what you're going to do. We're going to do it a couple more times together. So we're going to go find the previous spike stitch and go in the middle of it through the fabric. Grab the yarn and pull it through. Pull it up nice and tall and complete a single crochet. And that's what you want to do. We do it again into the next spike stitch in the middle, grab the yarn and pull it through, pull it up nice and tall, and 3. And so that's what you're going to do. So now I can continue and complete row 4 and then work all the way to row 8, making sure that I change my color every 2 rows from A through C. Okay, so I just finished row 8 here, and this is what you're going to have. You're going to be seeing this kind of wave form, which is really cool. And now we're going to move on to row 9. So row 9, we're just going to work it as row 1. So essentially you chain 1, flip your work, and do 1 single crochet into each of the stitches of the row. So this one's easy peasy. Do a single crochet into each stitch, and I'll see you at the end of the row. Okay, so this here is the end of row 9. For row 10, you should be changing back to your color C. So I'm just going to do that real quick. So now once you've attached your color C, for row 10, you can chain 1 and flip your work. We're going to do 1 single crochet into the first stitch. And now we're going to start the row repeat. You're going to do 1 single crochet into each of the next 5 stitches. So just a regular single crochet, that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And continuing the row repeat, you're going to do 1 spike single crochet over each of the next 5 stitches. So for this one, you will work them at the base of the single crochet of the previous row. So essentially, we're going to go into where the single crochet was worked, pull it up nice and tall so that you can get up to the height of the current row. That's 2, 3, 4, and 5. And that ends the row repeat. We'll essentially be doing this combination, this one here, just in the middle of the previous ones, just so it looks nice and just to complete that pattern there. So we start the row repeat again by doing 1 single crochet into each of the next 5 stitches, and then 1 spike single crochet into each of the next 5. So do that, and I'll see you at the end of the row. Okay, so at the end of row 10 here, you're going to be left with 1 stitch. You've just done your 1 spike single crochet into each of the next 5. And when the very last stitch, you're just going to do a regular single crochet. And this here is the end of row 10. Now we're going to repeat the last 2 rows, so row 9 and 10. You're going to repeat those 3 more times. And that is essentially the row repeat. You're going to have a total of 16 rows that you repeat and you cycle through. So you repeat rows 1 through 16 back and forth until you have the desired length of your work or a finished swatch. And it's important to note that you're going to be working 2 rows at a time per color. So you swap every 2 rows from colors A to B to C and cycle through that. This one is just such a cool vibe. It kind of reminds me of a chevron stitch because of the waves it creates, but it's just worked with single crochets and spike single crochets. So it's nice and structured. I like this a lot. I love those spike stitches in between, adding this kind of like different texture. So cool. Hey, while you're at it, why don't you just subscribe to my channel? Just do it. Just do it.